Hello YouTube, what's up? NC Hill here. 2013 went to the Sensible Mountain Preparedness Seminar number 3, hosted by Carolina Readiness Supply out of Waynesville, North Carolina. The seminar was hosted at the Stewart Auditorium at Lake Junaluska, North Carolina. It's a beautiful weekend in the mountains, fall weekend. Leaves were had changed colors already, and it's just a beautiful lake. Beautiful place. If you're ever near it, check it out. Lots of speakers. I didn't get video on all the speakers, but the ones I did get, I've put in this video. There, Mr. Modern Survival was there. Tim Old Grouch Glance talked about communications. Rick Austin talked about garden survival. Jennifer Elswick talked about food storage. Skinny Medic was there. Engineer 775. Mr. Mad Mick was there. Mike Moore was there for Security Suits 00, and the guest speaker was Dr. William Fortune, the author of 1 Second After. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. Check it out. 1 Second After. Great book. Something that really opened my eyes. Had a lot of vendors there. I didn't get all the vendors on video. Some of them had already went home by the time I got back over there filming. So Upstate Tactical Supply was there, but they had already left. There were some guys upstairs. Carolina Water Tanks was there. So left out some people, not intentionally, but they were there. I just want to give them their proper credit because they did show up. They had a good time, good turnout, had a great time. Only problem is everything in that area for food closes at 9 o'clock, we found out. So we had Waffle House for dinner one night. But enjoy the video. Think about it. If there's ever a seminar in your area, you might want to go check it out. A lot of like-minded people. You can learn some stuff. Enjoy, guys.
We're preppers and we need antibiotics. That's the thing. Everybody talks about the antibiotics. If you're going to push antibiotics of any kind, especially injectables, if you're going to push antibiotic injectables, you had best have some Benadryl. Slap them full of Benadryl, then you inject them with something. Because if you're pushing antibiotics, there's a very good chance, especially with injectables, they go into anaphylactic shock and die. That right there is your best defense. Cipro will cure just about anything out there. That's $79.95. Now, this stuff here is erythromycin, but notice what it says: powder packets. They're putting it in powder. All this stuff I've just showed you comes from India. It's all made in India. And you're sitting there thinking, oh, it's made in India. Better not get the stuff made in India. I hate to tell you, but all the medication you're taking right now, if you bought it at CVS, Walgreens, wherever, probably made in India. That's where a lot of it's made.
And they weren't good. So they'll stop your kids from crying, which is very important. We've got the scissors, we've got tape. So that's my kit. Stop by my table, please, and I will show you that. All right. Here is what everybody wants to seem to talk about. This is trauma. This is the down and dirty. Something happens, you get gunshot, you get stabbed. This is how to take care of it. And we're going to spend just the next few minutes talking about that. In that last picture, we'll back up just a minute. This is the quick clot in that last picture, and I've opened it up. This stuff's expensive, so That's why on my YouTube channel I try to open up this stuff for you guys to look at, because you don't want to open up your own stuff. It's expensive. So like the cat tourniquets, the release bandage, the chest seals, I'll open it up, I'll show you. But this is the quick clot. And you can come on my table, take a look at it, hold it in your hand. This is the sponge type.
It's actually stored in containers, because anything and everything can fail. Mechanically, people can sabotage your solar panels, your equipment, cut wires. And having enough water stored to get you through a period of time, whatever you're prepping for, I just tell people, pick a period of time. I don't care if it's 3 weeks or 3 years. Just, that's your goal. Pick that period of time and then begin to find out what I need to do to be a balanced prepper. I got a lot of people I meet, they've got an arsenal and they could fight a war, but they've got no water. And they've got all this stuff, or they've got 3 or 4 years worth of food, but no way to cook it. No way to rehydrate it. And so it's very important. Whatever you're doing, pick a period of time. If it's a year, that's what we kind of prep for.
One of the things we're going to look at, though, is preparing not only yourself. You know, a lot of times, especially on YouTube, I get a lot of messages from people saying, well, you know, you say you're a Christian, but yet you have guns, and what's up with that? And what about thou shalt not kill? And well, listen, thou shalt not kill is going out and killing someone. Defending yourself and defending your family is not the word used for kill. The word used for kill in the Bible is thou shalt not murder. If someone, I don't ever want to kill, you know what, I don't ever want to shoot somebody. And I know that there's not anybody in this room that wants to shoot somebody. That's a horrible thing you have to live with. In fact, I've always laughed about it. I mean, I'm laughing about this, but if somebody breaks into my house and I have to shoot them, after I do it, and if they're dead, I'm going to kick them, because I'm going to be so mad that they made me shoot them. Because I know that there's a lot of things that are going to go on behind that. There's a lot of emotional things. And so we're rational people. We want to do the right thing. And listen, the only thing that can stop a guy, the bad guy with a gun, is a good guy with a gun. So, you know, and it's true. Yes, but we're living in a society, whether you get prepared for a grid down situation or you just need to prepare yourself for an everyday situation. Guys, the things we're going to talk about pretty much face that, at least with handguns. Okay, and then here we've got a guy with a gun driving through a grocery store. He's just, I mean, he's got his gun on him. And you know what? This guy's probably a good guy. He's probably getting food for his family. And so here's the other thing. You don't know who you're facing. You really don't. And that's not a good situation right there. That's down in Haiti. But I'm telling you guys, it could happen right here. Now, this is my solution to the problem. And then these are the guys that were in Korea during the LA riots. They armed themselves and they kept their businesses intact. You know what? We want a deterrent. That's what we want. Okay, the number one weapon that you have, though, the number one thing that separates and maybe even will be the salvation of your life, keeping your life, is right up here. It's right up here, and using that to the best of your ability. And that's a really important to highly recommend either one of these two rifles. One thing though is this is a NATO caliber. This is actually cheaper to buy ammo for. So it is. It's a lot cheaper. So, but unless you're going to buy a lot of ammunition for it, you know, it just needs to be considered. But I'm not going to, you know what, I have both, so I'm not going to go one for the other, but there's some things to consider. The one thing that's kind of funny is the U.S.
Amazon for me, if you haven't already, because it gives me leverage with my publisher if the reviews go over 2,000. So I can point out and say, hey, look, no, actually my publisher's a great guy to work with. In fact, review all the books that you get here today. That's very important for authors. They see the reviews and it influences other people buying. Let's open this up to questions and discussion and all that. Otherwise, I'll just ramble on about stuff, get depressed or whatever. So if you got a question, just stand up or put your hand up, or because I got glare in my eyes, maybe you should stand. Yeah, okay. So, and I'll repeat the question as well. Oh, do we have a mic here? Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, and is there a difference between it used to be legal to buy and then they weren't legal to sell anymore, but you could have them? Like I've got a 30 shot for my Glock. I don't know if you can get them anymore at the clip.
So, what state are you in?
What's Florida? But also have a residence up here as well. So whichever state I got to buy.
I don't think there are not any restrictions at this time. I know that if you have an AK-47 and if the parts, it has
just curious where if we can purchase, or if we can even purchase a Team Such t-shirt.
Let's see. Okay, I'll hold both. He was asking where you could buy a Team Such t-shirt. $17.91 apparel. The guy Tyler, he handles all that for me. He just volunteered to do it. That way, he knows I'm terrible about shipping stuff. But it's $17.91 apparel. Now, I'll tell you the thing. Well, one thing is not only does he have these really awesome Team Suits t-shirts, but he has a lot of really great other t-shirts that are
17 that I'd like to add a light to, but I would like to have a Black Hawk.
Is it generation 1 or 2?
It's generation 2.
Okay, as long as it has a rail on the bottom of it, you can add to it.
But my question is, I have a Black Hawk holster that I like now, but I'd like to add a light to it.
Right.
I noticed you had an OD green.
Yeah, I got a Kydex holster.
Kydex, all right.
Yeah, we make them at the shop.
That's all I need to know.
Okay.
Neither of your presentations was preventing things. It seems like we need a mindset change. The guy in 1 second after cuts his hand, we wouldn't think about it twice now, but it almost kills him in that scenario. So, your comments.
As far as preventive, I mean,
dry fuel to be able to do it right. It's not something that's throw a bunch of leaves and sticks in this thing and you're going to be able to run the engine. So it's a finicky process. Been doing it about 4 years. So it takes, if you have a good fuel source and you can make blocky, chunky fuel, then you can run a gas. Where's the banner?
Don't do what it is, but walk away.
That's right.
We got, yeah, we got they're all
Trying to sell you a Faraday case, and that's what you do is take a cell phone or walkie-talkie or something like that.
I would agree.
if you want to like this the back of 25.
Well, I guess Dr. Forsythe I waited to have him sign my books. To have him sign my books. I just paid him next to bombard him. I didn't want to pay. I wanted to eat some lunch. Are you aware of anybody
Yes. It's a little bit different. Your 120s in this. This is actually drop leg.
The expanded basic kits that you said, but do you have any of those bags?
I do.
You do? How much are they?
25.
Do you have one JD green?
Should, I think. You know what? We don't. I checked a few minutes ago. I was looking to see what we needed to order, and we are out of green.
Yeah. What do you have?
We have 10 red or black in those.
When you get it.
put on this, they may have.
Charge things up and then you put it back in there.
And I just, I got regular plug-in chargers I use too most of the time. My solar chargers are in there all the time as a backup. If I need it,
What's going on, guys?
We had a great time. Good crowd.
Two of the greatest YouTubers there is.
Okay, we won't put that in.